I'll go stop them! Wait right there! He tore off.
Oh no!
Millie breathed. Rinn looked badly upset, and Daryl was somberly waiting. Pretty sure he was going to have to keep an eye on Millie and Davy's place for an hour, or more likely 18, by the time Davy made the round trip. Davy reappeared at the rail, waving frantically, and motioned at his head, jamming his hands down over his ears like he was pulling on a hat. Rinn caught on. She tore into her bag and flipped on the radio.
Davy!
She cried.
Yeah, look, they're not going to turn the boat around,
Came the staticky reply.
I thought about swimming, but...
They saw the little figure look down into the dark gray, choppy water. It was freezing, and the ferry had turned it into a forbidding granite-colored plain, spiked with countless little peaks, stretching out far between the receding ferry and the shore. Millie snatched the radio.
Don't you dare, Davy! Don't even think—
I won't. I'm crazy, not stupid. The water's ice cold. I might make it, but I don't feel like losing any limbs to prove it. Listen, Mill, before I go out of range, I love you, and I'll be on the next boat back. Get Rinn and the others and go back home. I'll get back on my own. Tell everyone I said calm down and take care of each other.
I love you too! Davy, I'm going to wait for you here. I'll send the others back, but I'm staying.
She insisted.
You don't have to do that. Get off your feet. Oh, speaking of feet, get some cleats. It's supposed to snow.
Daryl shook his head. Davy had a tendency to do a lot of things at once, and in crisis mode, he was great at planning, but it made it hard to get him to stick on one topic. Suddenly, Daryl looked up. There was a fourth person in their group, hovering close to his elbow. The man indicated the transceiver in Millie's hand, and Daryl, tapping Millie on the shoulder, took it and handed it to him. Millie was briefly alarmed at the sight of the sandy-haired newcomer, but watched in silence as he put the radio to his mouth and said, "Hey, stranger."
Alex?
Crackled the voice on the other end of the radio. "Yep, wasn't snooping, but I overheard. I still had my phone on 20. Anything I can do to help?" Alex asked breezily into the communicator.
Not that I can think of. Ask Millie or Daryl.
Davy was shouting, trying to make the most of his weakening signal. The open water helped, but there weren't any relay towers here, and the radio was low on battery. "Listen, champ," Alex raised his voice. "I'll get with your assistant, Donovan, and show him how to use the phones. Call them on those when you get to the island. You can talk all you want and not spend a fortune. The prototypes are free accounts. You've got my number, too. Call me if you need something."
Great idea. Thanks, Alex.
He handed the receiver back to Millie, smiling.
Davy!
She called into the receiver while looking Alex up and down, uncertainly.
Be careful, and—
She hesitated with the stranger there, but only for a second.
And hurry back to me!
Hello! We'll have a nice dinner in an evening, just the two of us when I get back.
It's a promise!
Millie shouted into the mic, forgetting herself.
I love you!
She sighed and looked around, brought back to where she was.
Oh.
She was taking in Alex. It was apparent Daryl and Rinn knew him somehow, but Millie was about at her limit for anything new today. "Alex," he stuck out his hand, kindly. Millie took it, and he shook hers firmly and perfunctorily, reaching into his pocket and flipping his middle and index finger forward, extending a calling card to her in one fluid motion. "You must be the missus." Davy lucked out. "Well," he glanced out over the water to the ferry, a tiny speck on the horizon. "Not today, but if you're going to spend all your luck, might as well do it right." Alex was a good person, but his glib manner wasn't exactly what Millie needed right now.
What? Who are you again?
She asked, nonplussed and irritable, still fretting over Davy's sudden and apparently prolonged absence. "Alex," he declared. "I work with Davy. I'm a rep. He's putting our equipment in out on that island." He gestured vaguely out over the water. "Sorry about whatever that was. Rotten luck, it looks like. He gets stuck on the ferry or something." "Something like that," Daryl said noncommittally. "Well, we appreciate the help, but,